Okay, everybody, I just picked up this Woodward Fab bead roller off of eBay for $128 with free shipping. It came with 6 sets of dies. It's pretty heavy duty. It looks like half-inch thick frame. This is very similar to, Harbor Freight or Eastwood makes similar models. Of course, this is got a hand crank on it. That's basically a two-man job when you're trying to roll beads. I've seen various ways that people have motorized these bead rollers. Some with garage door openers or gear reduction motors, different pipe threading machines, etc. I'm going to try something with a flywheel off of this is off a Chevy small block. It's a 168 tooth flywheel, and I'm going to use this Harbor Freight half-inch drive variable speed reversible drill. I bought it. Its list price is $29.99, and you can get coupons and get them for less than that. So it's got a 1200 RPM maximum speed, and I'm going to drive this flywheel with this starter pinion. It's a 9-tooth starter pinion, so that's going to give me 18 2/3 to 1 gear reduction, and at 1200 RPM maximum, that's going to give me 64 RPM on the roller. Of course, you want to be able to throttle it down a little bit slower. So I've got this foot controller that I use on my. I have a Fordham grinder that I use for engine porting. So it just plugs into. You plug your drill in there and plug the other end in, and you got 0 to full throttle with it. To attach this flywheel to the bead roller, the bead roller shaft is it's 25 millimeters, which is like 0.984 inches. I found this. This is a faceplate off of a lathe, an old 5-inch diameter faceplate, and I picked it up at the flea market for $10. So I faced it and bored it for the 984 or 985 diameter, so it fits onto the shaft. And I also made a spigot that fits inside of the bore, the register on the flywheel. It's not a flywheel; it's a flex plate for automatic transmission. Excuse me. So it will center itself, and then I drilled and tapped 6 3/8 bolt holes so I could bolt it up. Anyhow, let me throw this together and show you next. Okay, here's what I've come up with so far. I've got the flex plate and the flange bolted up to the bead roller on the bottom shaft, and here's how I mounted the half-inch drive drill. I made a block, 2 pieces. I used a hole saw, bored it out 1.5 inch diameter, and fit it onto the. There's a round diameter behind the drill chuck, so I kind of clamp it on there, and then I was able to shim up the bottom of the drill with a rubber cushion. I got the height just right, and I put a straight shaft in here and used a dial indicator to get it level, and so I got the shim right. I've got strap clamping it down here, and I put a 5/16 all thread going into this aluminum plate and a piece of round tubing to kind of keep it from walking back, because you want to get the pinion depth right. Anyhow, here's how it works. I've got the foot controller hooked up to it. that was full speed. You could creep it really slow. Seems to work good. Has a lot of torque even at low speed like that. I have it where you still have access to the trigger, and so you could reverse it, lock it again, and now it goes backwards. I've got this all bolted to a piece of plywood. I made a piece of angle for a stand and have it bolted on there. When I'm done, I'll paint everything up. I'm probably going to make a like a little guard here for this pinion and flex plate, so nobody gets their finger caught in there. And also, I've seen on other modifications that people do to these, they experience a lot of flex when you're doing a heavy bend, and you could actually see, you could move it, you could see it flexes pretty easy. So a lot of people will weld an angle or box tubing around here like a C shape. I'll probably end up doing that to stiffen it up, but I've been playing with it a little bit on some 18 gauge mild steel, and it does flex, but I don't know if it's really a problem or not. The beads still come out good. It just flexes. But I'll use it some before I do that. You can see here I drilled and tapped some holes. My first idea was to mount a hinge. I used a door hinge, and I was going to hang the drill motor off the top of it here, but then you'd have the motor and wire draping over the top. I didn't really care for that idea, so that's why I put it down low. Everything will fit. If you were running a big sheet, it would fit over top of that with no clearance problems. But let me get a piece of sheet metal and show you how it works. Okay, I have a piece of 18 gauge mild steel scrap here. I'm just going to show you how it works. First, I'm going to go really slow speed. You can see it's got plenty of torque to have control at low RPM. And then when I get to a straightaway here, I'll crank it up, and you see how fast it can go. It'll go faster than I want to really bead roll it. Now, I already cranked it to full depth right off the bat. A lot of people recommend doing it multiple passes, puts less strain on it. But if you look, when I start off here, I just tighten it down. Look at the frame here and here, and you can see it's going to immediately twist the top and bottom apart. They won't be in the same plane. So take a look at that right away. You can see it's moved now. It's like offset, but but anyhow, it's still rolling a bead. So it's got low RPM capability. You can see, gives you plenty of control. I'm doing this with one hand holding the camera, so I'm gonna try to make a bend, a sharp bend, and now I'll show you what it's like at full throttle. So it's got plenty of power, and you have plenty of control with the foot controller, but it makes a nice bead. Nothing wrong with that. But like I said, I'm not crazy about the flex that we get here. You could see me flex it with just a wrench here. So I think I'm going to do the weld on maybe a piece of 3/8 by 2 flat bar. Have it come out 2 inches or 1.5 inches maybe, and shape it back. That should stiffen it up. And also, I'd like to put extend this up and put a T-handle on it to adjust it, and also maybe a permanent lever on this nut here so you could tighten up. This is on a slotted hole for this upper block. One nice thing about this Woodward Fab bead roller compared to the Harbor Freight. I'm not sure about the Eastwood, but it comes with grease fittings and bushings in those blocks on both ends, which is a nice touch for that price, $128. And also this has 1/2 inch thick frame. The Harbor Freight ones that I've seen look like they're about 3/8 of an inch. I might be wrong on that. Somebody will correct me if I'm wrong. But anyhow, that's what I've got so far. I'm going to probably do those modifications and tweak it and paint everything up. I'm going to make a better base for it too. But I wanted something I could put on top of my workbench and use it when I need it. It's not very often I need it. And then stow it away, out of the way. I didn't want to put another machine on a stand in my shop. So this is what I've come up with. Anyhow, I'm probably going to do a part 2 with the finished mods. And anyhow, thank you for watching, and I hope this helps somebody. If you got any questions, put it in the comments. Thank you.